Hi guys and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed last week's video where I finally conquered the elusive French knot. Hopefully I'll be able to reproduce that in some of my upcoming projects because it is called for in a few. If not, I have beads as backup, so we'll see. Anyway, today's just a WIP update. It could be short, it should be short, because I didn't get a lot done this week, but I have a lot of thoughts about some of these projects, so I may ramble on a bit for them. So medium length, maybe. But anyway, yeah, I'm really disappointed in myself because since I work 4/10s, with Labor Day, I had a 4-day weekend and I planned to get so much done. And honestly, I spent a lot of time in bed. I was just exhausted and I don't know why. Oh, I got my hair done. So that's not your screen. It actually is pink and purple and green, and that took a long time because it was really involved. I think I was there like 5.5 hours. But anyway, so yeah, I had all these grand plans and I ended up getting like nothing done. Probably less than I would get done in a normal weekend. And I'm a little mad at myself for that. But apparently, for some reason, my body needed sleep, so probably listening to it was the best thing to do. So yeah, let's jump right in and I'll show you what I did manage to get done. Oh. I forgot I meant to take this out of the Q-snap so that you could actually see it. Okay, anyway, this is the birth announcement. And I've got to do something to be able to cover up this name more nicely than I am going to right now. But let's see if I can stick that in the Q-snap. I can't. Okay. So anyway, here is where I'm at. I got the first name all done. And I'm starting to work in on the birth stats. Move my minder there so you can see Harry, even though you've seen him before. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of actually the progress that I made on this. Thank God those letters are done. They were just massive. That D, I will come back here. The D is actually as big as Harry's head, and it probably took me equally as long. Maybe a little longer because the head was just like solid rows of stuff, and the letter had all this skipping and counting that I had to do. So yes, thankfully those are over with, and hopefully the birth stats will go faster. This is still my priority 1 project right now, until I get it done. So I don't have a lot to say about that one. Next up is my temperature stitch along. It is current through September 7th, which as I'm recording that this is yesterday, Monday, Labor Day. So you can start to see I'm getting some more greens. I only had 1 day that was orange this week. So we're starting to cool down here a lot. This is one of the ones I wanted to talk about a little bit because I'm already starting to think about next year. And I need to figure out something different to do for the weather. Because a couple of the étoiles I picked, they blend in with the colors. The yellow that I use for Sunny is almost exactly the same shade as couple of the yellows that I've been using for the highs, and I think you might even be able to see it right here. Where this band looks wider than it should, and that's because the yellow of the sunny is kind of mixing in with the high. And so instead of being two distinct lines, they're kind of blending together. And the other one that gives me trouble is rain, and you can kind of see up here where it looks like there's maybe a bigger space than there should be. This blue looks really like a vibrant royal blue when you're looking at it, but when you put it on black Ada, it just blends right in, and it's virtually impossible to see from far away. You have to be up close. So I need to figure out some different colors for those. I'm debating if I even want to do weather at all, because it turns out that the default in Indiana is cloudy, and whether that's foggy or mostly cloudy or partly cloudy, and what's the difference between partly cloudy and partly sunny? Because we're definitely partly cloudy more than we're partly sunny. So yeah, there'll be days where it seems like it's very bright and sunny out, but there's a lot of cloud cover. And so it seems I've gone through like 2 whole skeins of gray already, the gray that I'm using for the cloudy, and we're not done yet. We've got 4 months left. So I don't know. I want to think about that one some more and figure out maybe what I'm going to do. Of course, the blue might not be a problem next year. I might decide to do this on a different color other than black. I have a ton of dyed fabrics in my stash that might be fun to use for a temperature stitch along, but I don't know. We'll see. But those are some of my thoughts. I'm starting to think about next year and what changes that I need to make to continue going. But I want to not make it too different, because I want to be able to compare from year to year, because I'm a dork like that, and it's data, and I want to be able to compare the data. So the other one I kind of focused on this week is the Stitching Book Club stitch along, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you the progress that I've made, and then I'm going to talk about this one for a bit too. So here's where I'm at. You can see I've got the square with the ship completely done, and the square with the house I've gotten mostly done. I still have to do the border around the edges, and there's a lightning bolt here, and then I have to fill in the rain also. But I'm making good progress on it. Seriously, I'm not in love with this one, and I'm having a hard time with it, and it's not the design. The design is awesome. I mean, look at it. It's my choices that I've made, and first of all, the decision to use the variegated floss. While it looks awesome, it's been a pain in the butt because I have to stitch English style, which is not my default. I don't like it. I feel like it's slower. And at least for me, it's definitely slower. And it kind of frustrates me. And then additionally, this fabric that I've chosen, which is gorgeous, something I've noticed about Picture This Plus fabrics is, for me, they are a little floppy. They don't hold tension well in my hoop. They're probably great for someone who stitches in hand. I have Grimm's Fairy Tales is on a Picture This Plus, and it is in a Q-snap, and it's holding the tension a lot better, but I don't have a Q-snap available for this one, so I'm stitching it in a hoop, and so it's not holding tension great, and my stitches are uneven, and I don't know. I'm not enjoying stitching this one as much as I should be, and so it's taking longer than it should. But at the same time, it's the one I have to work on out of all my stitch alongs, because this one patterns are dropping like every 2 or 3 weeks. I think the next one is September 19th, so it's not quite 3 weeks. So I have to keep up, or else I'm going to get behind really fast. So it's been the one I'm focusing on, and I'm not enjoying it, and I think that's probably one of the reasons I didn't get too much stitching done this weekend. Again, it's nothing to do with the pattern. The pattern is beautiful. The Stitching Book Club itself is a lot of fun. I just wish I would have made some different choices with that one. But we will persevere, and we'll get it done. And finally, the last one I was working on, and I kind of forced myself not to work on it a lot because given the choice, this is the one I would have worked on exclusively. And like I said, with Stitching Book Club dropping on the 19th and Wonders of Space dropping on the 15th, I really kind of want to get that one out of the way. We may get a visitor here, I don't know. Right now she's distracted, but she just wandered into the room. Where was I? Oh yeah, I want to get that one done and out of the way before things get more detailed. Before I suddenly have Wonders of Space also to work on, and then the next drop for that one. I want to kind of try to keep it up. So I've been not working on this one, and I want to. So I did a little bit of it. This is the Autumn Lane Stitchery and Under the Sea Fabrics Dark Queen of the Seas. First pattern dropped on September 1st, and as predicted, I already love it. I don't have much done here, so you won't be able to see. If you want to see, a lot of people have already gotten it caught up for this month. Just hashtag Dark Queen of the Sea Stitchel SAL, or hashtag It's Not a Mermaid Sal. Either of those, and you will be able to see way more progress than I'm going to show you here. But I have got the first start on one of the 3 fish that we got this month. And already, see, those colors are already just stunning. The yellows and the pinks on this beautiful fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics. So yeah, very little done because I've been holding myself back. But if I had my choice, this is the one I would be working on all the time. But I'm being a grown-up, and I'm working on the ones that need my attention more than the fun one. I don't know how long that'll last. We all know that my willpower is not that great. So we'll see. It could be that the next time you see me, all the fish will be done, and I'll be like 2 weeks behind on Frankenstein. But I don't know. So anyway, there you have it. That's all I managed to get done this weekend, except for a little knitting, which I really need to remember to bring upstairs so you guys can see my progress. But it kind of stays downstairs because it's something that I can do outside my craft room while I'm waiting for like dinner to cook, or sometimes I put it in my bag and take it with me places that if I have to wait or something, it's nice and portable. But I don't know. I've still got a ways to go on that one. Anyway, I'm not sure how well you'd be able to see the progress, but I'm plugging away at it, and it will get finished eventually. And then I have 2 projects in mind that I have to start working on the skills for. So probably the next time I record skills videos to kind of like fill my queue for my monthly skills videos, there's a couple that I need to do. I need to learn how to double knit, and I need to learn how to knit in the round on circular needles. I have knitted in the round before once a long time ago, and I don't remember if I know how to do it. Or I don't know if I remember how to do it. But that was also on like the 4 double-ended needles rather than 3 or 4. I don't remember. See, it's been that long. And not on the circular needles. So yeah, I have those things to try to teach myself before I can start a new knitting project anyway. So, yeah, that's it. Decently short. We're at 15 minutes right now. So, anyway, I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time, hopefully with a lot more progress than I had this time. Bye!